Yo, JD here, Tyrrell Limitless, and as you can see, back on F1 2021 as always. And today we are doing a lobby at Monza, and you can see we have a Charles Leclerc in this lobby, and you can decide if this is the real one or not. If you wanted to watch me go against Charles Leclerc in real life, which I have on a couple of occasions, please see the link in the description. But we are starting last. I've put him on pole position, and let's see if we can do the Masterclass at Monza. So we're starting on the soft tyre, which I didn't actually plan to do because I was too busy putting in a setup, a new one that I used on PC recently. And you can see just going through this type 1, the key in online lobbies is just to let the carnage unfold, and you can see we've made up 10 positions, and somehow my teammate Charles Leclerc from pole is now behind me. So we're really going to have to be doing a masterclass now to get big points for the team. And the setup I'm using here, I think it's with 6 full wings. So if you are a member of my YouTube membership, which so many of you have joined, thank you so much. And thank you to Butcher, who's upgraded it to the extra rotation club. Any extra rotation members I will be shouting out and putting down in the video description. So thank you so much. And you also get a first priority invite for lobbies such as this, which I do on PC now, as well as this guy is having a little bit of a nightmare in the Alpine. And now I've got my teammate behind me. But coming into this at the end of lap 1 here, as usual, we'll probably be showing you almost the full race here, or maybe hopefully just the exciting bits. There's Veloce Dragon leading a race, another regular in my lobby. So you can see we've definitely got a little way to go, but we are on the soft tyre, which round Monza you really want to be on for as long as possible. You can see having a bit of an issue with the brakes here, because this setup I used on the PC, I'll save it for a different video. They just feel very, very different. On PC, you can definitely get away with a more aggressive oversteer setup. On Xbox, you really, really can't, as there is some more carnage unfolding again. So we're just going to pick up the pieces. Teammate follows me through nicely, and we're in to P6. But yeah, the difference between the platforms I don't think are very comparable, to be honest. I think there's some big differences, especially in terms of the feeling. But as I was saying before, we're on the soft tyres, and this is a tyre you really want to be on for as long as possible, as well as another little bit of a traffic jam up ahead of us as well. Our teammate is going to try and get a run on us. We're just going to conserve our ERS at this stage, so we're not too much in a hurry because the ERS does deplete quite quickly. Give a bit for squeezing outside, but making sure we outbrake him. Got into this final corner, try and take advantage of the Alfa Romeo as well. And now we're going to use the overtake button. Our straight on speed should be pretty good with this wing combination setup. And now we're into P4, but inevitably in an open lobby someone always has to outbrake you. So this guy does, so I try and leave him the space, but then we get the move done nicely. But we do have to get a move on, because the leaders, you can see, have got a little bit of a gap up in front. And now I can finally finish what I was trying to say, is that the soft tyres, they are much more powerful than the mediums. They're just so much faster than them. So although it's good for me now that I'm on this tyre, at the end of the race, the guys up ahead in the lead, they are on the mediums, so they'll be much slower at the moment. But then towards the end of the race, they're going to be on that faster tyre. And typically that's what you want to do around Monza. You want to try and maybe start on the mediums and go long on the softs at the end, because they are just quite durable as well, but they're just so fast and consistent. But now we're behind Private Attic 283, which sounds like it was a randomly generated game attack here. So you can see we're saving the ERS pretty nicely. I've changed where I can see the ERS, so I think it's a bit easier for me now, as this guy has subscribed, so thank you very much for that. But now we're going to use the overtake button, still not using any of the ERS here. You can see our straight line speed is pretty good, so he's going to go fairly defensive. We are both on this soft tyre as well, so I'll let him have this corner. I'm earlier on the throttle on the exit. Now we're going to use the ERS right here, and you'll be able to see with the slipstream and the Seppa running. I really wanted to get past him because he seemed to be lagging a little bit here. As we do purple first sector, he gives us this corner, so that's very nice of him. I'm avoiding these curbs now, completely may notice, but he actually gets a very good switch back up here, so we're going to give him room down this inside once again, but we then managed to pull it off round the outside. And yeah, that chicane, I really just don't touch that curb on the inside anymore. It's most of the time it's okay, but when it launches you, it absolutely does launch you. So I really just didn't want to take that risk, try and get myself used to not taking that corner. And now we are going to try and catch Velocity Dragon, Rev Caterpillar. These two guys are on the mediums. As I said, no, since they're in the lead in this position, typically like in the league race and mediums, you'd have a pretty big gap on track between the mediums and the softs, because the softs will just go away at the start, and then once it reverses round, the people who then go on the softs will then start to catch up at the end of the race. But since they already have track position, they're actually in a really good position. And even if I'm half a second or even a second faster than these guys, that's really the difference in the delta. They're going to be very strong at the end of the race. So I really need to try and catch them as soon as I can. Not quite sure where my teammate is. I think he's a little bit far behind, as these guys are just fighting tooth and nail, and yeah, that isn't really the smart thing to do. If I was in their position, and obviously this is not a league race, but if it was, then I would be trying to work together rather than go side by side fighting like your life depended on it, because you're just slowing each other up, and they really just kind of limited their chances of making their strategy work. But Velocity Dragon is still in a good position, having a bit of an issue going through that corner here. So you can see his red light is flashing now, which I always see from him. He always seems to use a lot of his battery power all the time. You could just see, even without using the overtake button, how much more straight line speed we had. That's because his battery is just so depleted. So I'm not even going to use the overtake button here at all. I just really just don't need to use it at all, and you'll be able to see it's a very easy pass quite comfortably on the racing line. I don't think this guy's trying to outbrake me going to here, but I think another guy's trying to overtake him. And now we're going to try and create as big gap as possible, because although we have more pace at this stage, he is on the medium tyre, and the softs I think are probably one of like the strongest differences in compound that I've seen on the track. So you can see again, just avoiding these curbs as much as possible and just trying to break this gap. We've got Private Attic. The guy in fourth seems to be quite quick as well. He had really good pace in this race. And of course we are in a Ferrari, trying to make them great again going around this track, which we do have this weekend for the sprint format. So I'm quite looking forward to that, actually. Be interesting to see how, especially since overtaking is very possible around here. Hopefully it should definitely better suit than it was at Silverstone. But you could already see we have got out of this DRS zone, and you would think so far so good. Tyre wear indicator comes up every 10%, which is very annoying. And we have pretty much done the job of exactly what we needed to do. So coming through into here now, I believe Velocity Dragon pitted last lap, so we're just going to continue on again and still having good pace, so being very consistent. 0.007 behind our previous fastest lap, so very consistent. You can see we're actually going green in this sector as well, and we're going to continue on for another lap. And what is it? It's a 21.0, so we're actually going even faster, and that just shows what I was saying before, how good this tire is. The soft tire is just so good around Monza. It just holds a good speed for a very long time. It's very durable, very consistent, doesn't overheat. It's just a very good tire, whereas the medium is just so slow, no grip, and it just never seems to really improve at all. So we're going to box now for these mediums, but I think I might have even done a little bit of an overcut on the people like Veloce Dragon here. So let's see where we are going to be as we come out of the pit. So spotting the pit limiter line as we do nicely, and coming up here, it's going to be very, very close. So of course he's going to get a little bit more time because he is on those softs. So he's on those fresher softs, and he actually goes around the outside. So we let him have this corner. So yeah, his pace is decent. He's definitely not a bad driver, but once again his battery is depleted. And how much do we have? We have, I think it's almost like 80-ish% or something like that. So we're in a very comfortable position, but he is going to be a lot more competitive now since he is on his soft tires. And you can just see going through into here, he gets a better exit. I think you'll be able to see for this corner again. It's the medium tires are just not good around here. They're very, very poor. And I think in esports, a lot of people started on the mediums and then pitted like after 2 or 3 laps because you just get such a big undercut, and they're just so good for so long. So that's really the strategy you might want to be looking for in a league race. But coming through Ascari gets all out of shape, and yeah, unfortunate for him. That's happened to me many, many times, and that's why practicing lobbies like this are such a good thing to do, because it enables you to learn from your mistakes and just know how you should tackle things for next time. So right now we're just going to see what our pace is going to be like on these medium tires. So I'm going to try, I believe, go for a fast up here as the brake marker balls on the left were taken out. So that was a little bit annoying, really taking that turn 1 actually quite nicely. But you can just see under the traction, wheel spin galore on these tires. They really just do not have the grip as the softs do. But coming through here, we are improving on our fast lap, missing these curbs. I'm just not even interested in going over these ones for that one. Luckily the brake marker balls are here. But coming into this right-hander, I missed the apex by quite a bit, so I wasn't particularly happy with that. So I decided to abandon this lap in terms of going for a real push lap, and we're going to move on, or coming into the last lap. So I've saved all my ERS for this last lap. The next lap afterwards, you'll be able to see this was a lap with 0 ERS other than coming off this last corner. And what did we do? It's a 21-0. So now you're going to see that where I am pushing with all the ERS, and you'll be able to see the difference in a lap time. If you're able to save this battery power, then the difference is pretty frightening. If you could be efficient and just use your raw pace as much as you can, and then save it for when you need it, then you really have a big weapon under the hood to use. Because you can see going for his first sector, a purple first sector without the DRS, a 26.2 on mediums for the first sector. That's pretty good. That was a very, very good first sector. And you can just see the gap from behind the Mercy guy, who I said was very quick as well. You'll be able to see he's not really using any ERS this lap, but we are, and you can just see the difference in the lap time. It's just absolutely crazy as well. Half a second up than what we were on the softs at this stage. If we were on softs now, I think we'd be about 2 seconds up or something like that. Something crazy that I think we'd be into the 18s pretty comfortably, I think. So coming into this last corner now, it's been a very, very good lap. You can see we're going to win by over 10 seconds from starting from last here. Coming across the line, what is this lap time going to be? It's a 19.9 on mediums, which I was very, very happy with. So that was really, really good. But I'm just going to wait for my teammate now, because a lot of people have penalties, and Charles Leclerc has got a podium. So double podium for Ferrari. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for the support on the channel, and for Butcher, who's upgraded his membership to extra rotation. Really, really thankful for that. Really hope you enjoyed the Grand Prix this weekend, and I will be catching you very soon. I'm actually on holiday next week, but I do have videos planned for that. So if I'm inactive a little bit, you know why. But thank you so much, and catch you soon. Peace.